Okay, I think we can start here. We can start cooking and making things, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about the holiday. So we just celebrated. On the end of Thursday. We finished it. On the night of Thursday, we finished celebrating it, and we celebrated Passover. And in Passover, we're not supposed to eat wheat, or for Ashkenazi Jews also all kind of rice and different things. Because of the story that when Israelites left Israel, they didn't have time to let the bread rise, and that's why we're eating matzah. And in the North Africa Jews, or Moroccan Jews mostly, have a celebration for the end of Passover, and the celebration of the end of Passover called Mimuna. Okay, we're very not doing it traditionally this year because the Mimuna is all about inviting people and having your house open and stuff. And one of the things that we're eating, it's the only thing that we're eating on Passover, is on Mimuna that it's chametz, so it's not kosher for Passover, is the mufleta. And the mufleta is what we're gonna learn to make today. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and also it's super, super fun and super, super yummy. So that's the good thing. We're gonna learn a little bit more about the holiday because we will have a moment here that we'll need to let the dough rest a little bit and do those things. So let's see what we need today. So we need 3.5 cups of flour, okay, of just all-purpose flour. We need 1 spoon of dry yeast. And if you have, I don't know, fresh yeast, which I doubt you have, it's 50 grams. Just a little zest of salt, and 1/8 cup of water, an 1/8 of a cup of water, of oil, and 1.5 cups of warm water. So warm water we'll make from a little bit boiling water and a little bit cold water, just kind of to make sure that they're warm. They're helping the yeast. They're helping the yeast to work. So let's warm up here some water. What we're gonna do is, if you have KitchenAid or if you don't, it's okay. Both can work. We're just gonna put the flour inside, and with a little spoon, just make like a little hole, a little kind of a hole in the flour. I'll show you in a second. Over here. So look inside the bowl. We have here this little hole in the flour. Can you see it? Yes. Perfect. In this bowl, we're gonna put a spoon of dry yeast. Okay, in the little hole that we made in the flour, we're gonna put the yeast. Okay, so I got here a spoon, 1 tablespoon of yeast. Perfect. We're gonna do this. We're gonna wait for the water, and then we're gonna pour the water, and we're gonna let it. When we add the water, we're gonna let it kind of start the yeast to start activate. And when the yeast start activate, we're gonna start letting it work and run to the dough, and then we're gonna add a little bit of salt and the oil. Okay, so how we are doing the boiling water? So we need 1.5 cups. So we put just a little tiny of boiling water, and then we're adding the cold water inside. But you want to make sure with your finger that the water are not too hot. So like imagine that the yeast are people, and if they are getting too hot of the water, they're getting burned, and then they're hurt, they can't work and stuff. So we're adding it to this little bowl that we're putting there. We'll put another half a cup. Okay. Now we're gonna wait here for a second. And when you see that the yeast to start coming up and having these little bubbles, so that's when we need to start to work the dough. So we're gonna wait. Once it's gonna start, we're gonna see it.
I think I have there something. Uh-oh. You guys can still see me here. Thumbs up if you are. Because I think my internet in the laptop went back.
Okay, we're still waiting here for the yeast to come up and start working its way. If we would add here sugar, so it would happen faster. But because we don't have sugar, so it happens not very fast. What? Okay, you guys, we're gonna need to do something here. I'm gonna use my phone. Where's my phone? And we're gonna do with the phone to Facebook Live because my laptop for some reason it's not working. Wait a second.
It's showing up on Zoom, Ron. It's showing up on Zoom.
It's still
You're on Zoom.
But...
Yeah, I can see the whole thing on Zoom.
Oh, but on Facebook Live, if it shows?
I don't know about Facebook Live. I'm on Zoom.
Oh, okay, perfect. I'm happy you're here. But I was doing on Facebook too in the same time. And for some reason, it doesn't, my laptop stopped working. So just a second.
Okay.
The corner of your screen still says live on Facebook.
Oh, there you are. You're on. Are you on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook, but the corner of the screen says live on Facebook.
Yes, I know it says, but
yeah.
my Roman laptop stopped working. That's why it says it.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm just. Oh no.
I couldn't get on Facebook, so I went with the Zoom.
Oh, perfect. Here, so I started it again on Facebook, and it will be okay. So I think the yeast is starting to activate because you can start seeing the bubbles, and that's when we start working it. So we're gonna let it start working a little bit, mix it, and then we're gonna add the rest of the things, okay? I'll show you. Okay, answer. Okay, I think the Zoom, the live not quite starting. Oh, perfect. Good. Okay, bye. I guess it's working. Okay, now that we let it to mix a little bit, we're gonna add the 1/8 cup of oil over here. It doesn't need to be still ready and smooth. It's okay. Ooh, we put it here a little bit on. Doing mess in my kitchen. That's the benefit of living alone, right? Nobody else needs to tell you to clean. And we're gonna add a little bit of flour over here. Salt, just a little zest with your fingers, nothing more than that. And we're gonna let it run again. If you see that, I think there is and it's a weird issue that I always have when I make things in the United States. Is that sometimes I need to add more water. I don't know why here the flour drinks more water than my recipes in Israel. So if it seems to like it gets dry, and here I see it gets dry to me, just add a little bit more water. You want to have kind of a stretchy, smooth dough. Be careful not to add too much because this dough doesn't need to be very sticky. Let me show you here. And generally, how do you know when dough starts to be ready? Is when it starts to have a little sticky part in the bottom. So you can see that mine is not ready. Okay, only when it starts having the sticky part in the bottom, it means it's kind of ready. Okay. Let's test the filling. Yeah, mine filled definitely wet enough. Make sure, see how, I'll show you again, see how soft it is. And that's how you want it to be, okay? You don't want it to be very hard to touch. So add water if you need to get to this texture. Okay, you see how, let me open it up. Mine is super soft, you can see. It's super soft to touch and it's super flexible, and that's how much you want it to be. We're gonna let it work more. It's not ready yet, but it's just, that's how soft you want it to be. And to add water later, it's a little bit less good, so just try to make sure you're adding the water. What you want to start preparing meanwhile is just a little cookie sheet or a tray or something to have for later for the bowl, okay? We're gonna let it run. We're gonna oil a little bit cookie sheet, okay? So we're gonna pour some oil and we're gonna. Yeah, mine's starting to get good. I'm excited. I love dough. I don't know how about you guys, but everything that relates to dough makes me. Okay, mine here is ready. Let me show you. It needs to be a little sticky, but easy to work with, okay? So this is over here. I'm gonna take it down from, you see, so it's a little bit sticky, but it doesn't very much stick to my fingers. Like when I touch it, it's okay. It doesn't stay on my fingers. We're gonna firm a nice bowl over here. We're gonna let it rest, and then I'm gonna start my educational part, okay? Just while we're letting it rest a little bit. So in here. Perfect. Okay, so see how easy it's to work with this dough. It's like so smooth and perfect. cover it with a towel or with a, plastic paper or something, just to let it rise a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about what is Mimuna. Okay, now that we're giving it a little time off. Mimuna is the celebration for the Jewish people from Morocco and from North Africa to the end of Passover. What do I have to do just to make the connection? My family is, my mother's side is from Yemen and my father's side is from Morocco. My grandparents were born in Morocco from my father's side, and my grandparents from my mother's side actually was born in Israel. And my grandma from my mother's side, even her grandma was born in Israel. So we have a long back generation there. But originally it's from Yemen, and they're still very Yemenite in their culture and their character and their all of those things. And Moroccan families, they're celebrating the Mimuna. And in Morocco, what do you do also in Israel when you want to get rid of the chametz? Usually you need to sell it to someone who's not Jewish, right? So they used to sell it to the Muslims in Morocco, and then the Muslims would bring it back in the end of the holiday. Okay, all of this thing that we're doing around Passover. And they had really good close relationship with the Muslims, and they used to have the sentence, Tirbachu and Tisadu. This is the sentence, this is the blessing that we're saying for the Mimuna, and it's in Arabic, and it says, come and have a good income, good finances, okay, just have a good life. That's what it comes and says. And one of the customs is always to leave the door of your house open. No matter who, no matter what, whoever wants to come and join to the Mimuna, comes and join to the Mimuna. There is a lot of music, there is a lot of dances, there is sometimes they put a fish on the table, and it's all about showing more a culture of plenty. So if you come and you see some people in the Mimuna, you will always have tons of food, just oceans of food. So a funny thing about my grandma is that she never celebrated the Mimuna. She never liked to do it too much, okay? And she would never knew how to make mufleta. And I always would go to one of my friends' Mimuna. I would always go there. And I always told my mom, how does it make sense that I am a Moroccan girl, never went to my family's Mimuna? How does it make sense? And my Yemenite mom told me, don't worry, I will make you a Moroccan Mimuna. And we've learned how to make mufletas, and we started to do those things. And ever since, we're doing a small Mimuna in my family house, just making mufletas, eating some sweet things. And that's how we break Passover, okay? This is the celebration of end of Passover. This is the first chametz that we're eating. And the custom is also to give to the Muslim the first chametz that you have, okay? The first piece of something, you respect them and giving them that, and kind of a more thing of hospitality. And when Mizrahi Jews came to Israel at start, most of the Jewish people in Israel were Ashkenazi, and they were a tense there. Because Ashkenazi culture and Mizrahi culture have a lot of differences, and for Ashkenazi Jews, Mizrahi, which is very loud and very happy and very warm and kind of more big families with 8 kids and 10 kids and all of those things, it seems a little odd, okay, and it seems a little bit less. And there was this tense. And today, I want to say that after a lot of water was going in the river, down the river since then, and things have changed. And today, Mizrahi culture is the most popular culture in Israel in the matter of food. If you go and you go to the shuk and all the stuff like this, the food that you're eating is not Ashkenazi food, right? You won't go to the shuk and buy gefilte fish, okay? You go to the shuk and you buy sabich, and you buy falafel, and you buy shakshuka, and you buy migul galach, and you buy jachnun, okay? All of those things that you buy and eat and celebrate in Israel are much more Mizrahi. And lately, like in the last few years, the Mimuna really became part of the Israeli culture, okay? So every Ashkenazi or everyone who is not Moroccan is finding his Moroccan or North African friend that celebrate the Mimuna to come and join. And of course, there is not a limit. So this year it's kind of different because we could not in Israel, and I cannot here. Actually, it was on the calendar to celebrate a community Mimuna, but we couldn't do it because of the situation. So we needed to find different ways. So it was only small families. What I saw on Instagram stories and stuff like this, it was not only small families, and people found their ways, and they didn't want to give up the celebration, but suddenly their small family became like 15 people or so. But that's how it is, and the Mimuna is kind of a big celebration. Do you have any questions about it? Okay, perfect. So what we're gonna do now, after we let the dough a little bit to rest, we're gonna take the dough, and you can see it already, mine at least, a little grew up, kind of became a little bit more fluffier. Okay, so you can see how soft it is. What we're gonna do is with the amount that we made, I don't know how much you made, if you made exactly like me, try to separate it to about 20, 15 bowls, okay? Depends how much it came out to you. So let's move that out of our way. Okay. We're cutting those to about 10 to 15 bowls. They need to be small. It's okay if they're not perfectly even, but just try. The mufleta is very not healthy or for diet. Okay, so don't, if you're on diet, that's not for you. And also once you eat one, you can't stop. So I know, I think I have here like 16 or something bowls. Let's take a little bowl. We're gonna put more oil in this little bowl that we're gonna take. And everyone, and now it starts the messy part, okay? Every one of these bowls, we're gonna cover with oil, okay? Really, don't be shy about the oil. We want a lot of oil. So it's the Moroccan version for crepes. Okay, that's what we're gonna have today. And if you don't put it too much, enough oil, it tastes like lafa, like pita. And it's a little bit too dry, so you wanna have oil. Rolling those balls.
some people say we had a Zoom in Muna, all of the Shlichim. So there an argument if to use yeast or not to use yeast. They say that real Moroccans don't use yeast for mufleta. I think it's just gives you more flexible dough, and just a little bit more easy to work with, and a little bit more soft mufletas in the end. So I like it. And then we had one lady that she's selling all kind of Moroccan candies and mufleta, and she made hers with yeast. And then they asked her, what are you making with yeast? We thought the real ones don't make with yeast. And she said, it doesn't matter. She didn't really care. She said sometimes like this, sometimes like that. So I trust her. I choose who to trust, the ones that I like the way they do it. Okay. I'll wash my hands and then I'll show you what's going on here. Okay. So the camera. So here's our bowls, okay? You see they're very oily and we have oil on this little pan. So you wanna keep it that way. What we're gonna do now is that's also an argument on how you're supposed to do it or not. But we have here this pan. So have the flattest pan that you can use. This is very not traditional to what people are using. They're using almost more flat than a pancake pan. So just have the flattest one that you can. This is the one that I have, so I'm using that. We're gonna put it on not very high heat. We're gonna warm it up and we're gonna start opening those mufletas, okay? And I'll show you in a second how we're doing it. But if you wanna make it easier, just grab a parchment paper, okay? Put it a little bit more below so you can see how am I working better. Okay, so you can see the surface. Okay, so I'm taking 2 pieces of parchment paper, and that's again lazy people way, okay, or less traditional. I think it's easier, so choosing the easier way. This parchment paper, we're gonna cover with more oil, okay. Turn on the heat over here. Move the things out of the way. We're covering with more oil, and especially if you're using the parchment paper, don't be shy about how much oil you're using, because you know, when you use your hand, you can feel if the thing is oily or not. And when you don't use it, you can't. Okay, so I've covered them both with oil, and now I'm taking this little bowl and I'm putting it here. I'm starting to flatten and to open it with my hands. Now, if you want the easier, just put the parchment paper, the other one on it, and start spreading it out. It needs to be very, very, very thin, okay? So as thin as you can. It needs to be almost see-through, okay? Try to make it round, you know, so it'll be nice and pretty. And because of all of the oil, it helps it to, and it's okay if you have little holes, it also works. Okay. I'll show you here. Can you see? So this is how we want it to be. Now what we're doing, and let's take a look over here to the pen area. All of the things here. I'm taking the parchment paper, and that's why I'm saying this is the easier. I'm putting it over here on the pen, and I'm taking down the mufleta. Okay, let it a little bit if it ruins. Mine is a little bit too hot for it. Let me show you. Okay, so this is the mufleta. We're leaving it there and we'll start making our next one, okay? And the mufleta, you never take down off the pen. You keep on piling them up, okay? So if something looks ready, you just make the fire a little bit lower. Let's take another one. Add a little oil if you need to add oil, if you feel you don't have enough oil on the parchment paper, or if it doesn't open up so fast. Like me, for example. And the next one you put on. Okay, right on the one that you have there, you put another one on it. Okay, I'll show you. Just left it on it, okay? In the next round, we're gonna start flipping them. So every time we put one, we flip the next one. If you feel that your mufleta is cooking too fast, reduce the heat so you will have time to put the next one on. Okay, now we're gonna start flipping them. Where is my little spatula? So, perfect, okay. See. We flip it over here, you see? It's kind of started to be a little bit golden. We're making the next one. I already have it here ready. I'm gonna put it on top, okay? And next one. Oop, you're sliding down. It's not a good one to keep on touching the phone. I will need to clean the iPad after. All the oil on my hands. This one was a little bit bigger than the others. Ooh, it became huge, look. We're gonna flip again, and we're gonna put on the other side, okay? The next one, flipping, putting. I think it'll be bigger than the pen. Turn that a little big over here. Okay, more oil. Another bowl. Should have played some music. Get into the feeling, to the environment. So when you go to Big Mimuna, everyone that are coming are also coming and usually helping, not only just hanging out. So you'll see everyone, they will have long tables, everyone making mufletas. They will have like 5 or 6 pens there that they will run it on the pens. Another big one. Flip it. Okay. They're starting to, you know, pile up, and then they're, you keep on cooking them together. I think it keeps them kind of more soft and wet than just having a one. Okay, I'll show you what's going on here. I'm flipping another round. You see? So we have here just a pile of mufletas, and we're gonna keep on piling them up until they're all ready. If anyone wants to come for a pickup today, I don't know who's gonna eat everything that I'm gonna make today. So you're welcome in maybe start your car. Ooh, you keep on sliding down from all the oil.
Okay. No worries, we have only 9 more. 9 more to go. Oh, this one got too much sun. Okay. Nope, that's good. I'm almost out of oil. I'm using too much. Yeah. Trying to take the oil from the pan.
4 more. This is 5. 5 more. This is a really good time if you have kids around. Put them in work. I just wanted a cute one. Be happy to hear if you have any questions or something you would like to know. Thoughts, how you have Passover.
Does the dough come off the parchment easily?
Yes, I'll show you now. It comes out really easily. That's why I like using it, because when you try to, pick it up, if you don't use the parchment paper, so it's all kind of messed up. So when you do like this, it comes out super, super easily. It's just because my pan is not big enough, so I sometimes need to give it a little bit help here in the edges.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. You see it starts to be kind of a big chunks of make it over here, and then we'll see both sides together. Two more after that one.
So you don't have to keep putting oil in the pan?
I didn't put any oil in the pan.
No oil, okay.
No oil at all in the pan.
Okay.
You got enough oil in the dough, so nothing sticks or something like that.
Okay, great. So you started out with 3 cups of flour?
What? I started with the flour.
Yes, right. 3 cups of flour. How much flour?
3.5 cups of flour. Yes.
3.5.
Half a kilo. That's the measurement.
Okay.
All right. You guys, we're in our last one. Ooh. Something that you eat once a year, you know? fun fact about matzo ball soup. You know that in Israel, nobody eats matzo ball soup around the year. Like it's just Passover. It's not food for the rest of the year. Here, we're done. I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna do it. Wash my hands. Now we're gonna grab a plate. If you have a bigger one than that, it can help, but that's what I got. We're gonna take all of this chunk into the plate. I'm gonna come back to this side, just everything set up. Here. Okay, so honey and butter, that's a traditional way to eat it, okay? So while it's still hot, I'll take another plate so I can set them up on a different plate. Take a knife, a little bit of butter, spread it nicely around. If you didn't have enough oil, so we just are adding a little bit more butter, you know? Putting butter. Taking the honey. Oh, I think I need to open it. Yeah. A little bit honey. And you roll it. It can be a little bit hard to separate them, so just you need to do it gently. Okay. Now it's still hot also, so. In my family, we never keep up. Me and my mom, when we make it, everyone, by the time we're making the next round, everyone already finished the first one. It's so easy to eat. Yeah, it's out. Just roll it. Roll it nicely if you're able to separate it better. Or try to separate before, and then it'll be a little bit easier. Okay. Butter. Honey. And here is a prettier one. Okay. So you can see the little edges and stuff like that. Okay, so like a little honey and butter burrito. See, they're like so see-through and so nice. That's it. I think I'll keep on rolling them here, and I'll post a picture in the end of all of them on Facebook. But for you guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.
Can you put different fillings in?
Oh, of course, put whatever you want. Some people put Nutella, some people just put whatever you feel, whatever you like. For a long time, I didn't like honey too much, so I used to eat it with Nutella.
Okay. This
is the traditional. I'm showing you traditional. From that, take and do whatever you want. I saw some people that made from the leftover pizza from lettuce. You just open. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for joining. And
you always make the class interesting and fun.
Next week, I have another class, which is also special, called Taste of Memories. And we're gonna make a cinnamon cake of a guy named Daniel Shiran, who died in his military service. We're gonna learn his favorite cake and talk about his life a little bit, and kind of that will be our way to remember him. So I hope you will join me next week, 4:30, not 5:30. Bye.